someone from the collective has called me to do this reading. Right now, you're feeling stuck or stagnant or blocked in some way. You're feeling that you're not able to be yourself, and you're feeling that you cannot express your truth, and you're feeling unseen. But I want you to know that I see you, and Spirit sees you, and Spirit and your Spirit guides have come through with a message for you to help you through this situation. So this was a message that I received on the 15th of September. And though it is someone from the collective, Spirits guided me to do a collective dream sigil reading for everybody because it's relevant for more than one of you. And there were more channeled messages that came through, which was indicating certain things for each of you. So the message that the person that did come through shared something with me through a dream. So we're going to go through that. We're going to decode that dream, and we are going to go through the various channeled messages, the angel messages that came, or angel numbers that came through, and then we're going to go through some oracle cards and tarot. So the message that I received on the 15th was, I heard days of the stagnant shore, and then I also saw Porfa, Tegua. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but when I went and translated those words, it means please shaman or please witch doctor. So it also is, Tegua is a place in Colombia, so that is maybe for the person that, came through with this or who asked that specifically. It could be, there's quite a lot of themes in here about your ancestry, your roots, the mother, the father, archetypes, possibly just archetypes, but I think also your actual mother and father, and also maybe to do with your role at this moment in time as well. So it's a little bit different for everybody. But yeah, let's go through this. So the first part of the dream was, so I also just do need to say, before the dream came through, on the number 313, I got my hometown is 313, and I'm getting married in the 7th month. So that could be for some of you. Some of you might be getting married in July, probably next year, or maybe you've been married now recently in July. And when I looked up 313, it's Detroit and Michigan. And that also kind of made a little bit of sense. I mean, I don't know much about the geography, but I do know about Lake Michigan. So, and I know it's like a massive lake, which is not really an active lake. This could be some way that some of you are also in this place at this moment. Okay, so there's more channeled messages that will give you a little bit more clues. I think some of your guides came through really clearly with specific messages for you guys as well. All right, so the first dream was where I was getting some context, and then I was seeing you in the stream as well. So the context that I got was ordering Asian noodles from an Uber place, but the Asian noodles cost $26.50. But when I went to go and pay, I found out that I owed another $5.60. So this is you're receiving external sustenance or energy, right? Which is also related to like karmic entanglements and relationships. So when you feel that so there's like a part that you haven't fully yet integrated. That's what that it's like a 5th or 20% that you still need to integrate in order to close this out before this exchange is completed. So and you can then also stop receiving external energy and start creating it for yourself. So this is also the main theme of what this is about, but it pulls through in a very interesting way. The next part of the dream, I'm in a cafeteria, and there's 2 men in the cafeteria. They're American, one older and one younger. I wasn't getting so much that this is an aspect of yourself. Getting this could be representing other people in your life. And so I found on the floor, what looked to be like a big 20-cent coin. So now in South Africa, we also have senses, but like we don't work with dollars. So if like this was like a South African 20 cent, although I don't think they've ever been that big. But if they were, it was like years ago, like way before my time. But anyway, so when I picked up this 20 cents, this younger man said, "No, that's mine." And when I looked at it, I realized it was $1. And on this dollar, on the one side, there was a windmill with stars. And on the other side, there was what reminded me of Abraham Lincoln, but also that poster where it's like, "We want you," that poster, which was also like from the Civil War, I do believe. And so when I saw it was $1, I gave the guy in exchange 4 5-cent coins, okay, which is also again another currency. So the message with this was this is a space of equal nourishment, okay? And this also pulls through later on, equal access, equal nourishment that you are in, okay? And you believe that you're receiving a message or blessing about your past or karma that belongs to you, but it actually is not yours, okay? It belongs to someone else. And also it encompasses all 5 of the aspects or elements, okay? So you are refusing to release this. You don't want to let it go, and you want to keep it, okay? You're holding on to it. So what I got with this coin, it was really interesting because I got that this coin represents collective karma that requests integrity, sacrifice, and the struggle toward justice, all right? And also this universal collective karma and justice harnesses unseen ideas, forces, and emotions into tangible energy. However, this perpetuates karmic cycles that will keep turning until consciously directed as divine energy into higher wisdom. Okay, then so this part where you then exchanged your 4 5 cents, you're feeling obligated to give your energy and your karma and your fortune that you have earned in exchange for this collective karma. All right. So like I feel that you are looking for this last piece that you need, and you're feeling like you have to give up what you've already earned, or you have to like take it in a different way. And what you've already worked on is stable, right? Because it's 4 5 cents. So it's stable change that you've made for some, and you're now exchanging it for something that you're not in alignment with and that you actually can't use. Okay, so the other thing okay. So then we go into the next part of the dream. So I'm on a farm and it's dark and outside, and then I hear someone say, "Hey." And this is now you, okay, in the dream. And this is how you were showing up and how you were coming through. So I hear you say, "Hey," and then I go and look. There's a little driveway, a sand driveway. And I look over the wall, and there's a man with like dark skin, and he's got these beautiful dreadlocks, right? So then I'm assisting him. I go to the main house and I'm assisting him to get work. But I feel like he was being respectful, and he's like in the space where he doesn't want to overstep any boundaries, maybe a little bit fearful in not trespassing. Okay. And so I go to the main house. Oh, before we go to that, so this little bit that I was getting from this is that while you are in this space of not being able to see clearly, right? It's a place of transition, a place between like society, community, and your subconscious. And it's also a threshold. So I will say that with the other imagery and things that came through, I feel like some of this collective, or maybe this is all of you, is trying to work through that portal that we were talking about with Dawn Treader, but this is something that you still need to work through in order to do so. Because this is also coming through as you being at a threshold. And it comes through in the cards later. You'll see. So in this energy, when you first arrive, you're culturally sovereign, you're authentic, and you're individual, and you embrace your cultural and your spiritual roots. Right? You've got the courage to walk a different path and to be a nonconformist, and you've got that primal energy and that perseverance. Okay. So I go into the main house to go and speak on your behalf, and there's a German couple, like European couple, and they're busy making these mass pies, these big pies, and they say it's like breakfast pies or egg pies. And I told them about you, but you gave me your name as Arthur Hume, Arthur Home. I'm not too sure what it was, but I kind of felt it was a misrepresentation of who you were. Like I didn't feel like that name really struck with who you were. And so they said to me, "Oh yes, he's half German." And then they offered you a position, and they wanted to give you $1,500 a month. So then I go and tell you this, but you're still in the driveway, and I go and tell you, and then when I go and tell you this, it's all of a sudden light out, but your hair is shaven off, you've got short shaved hair, and your skin is much lighter. And I tell you that they're making this offer of $1,500, and you say, well, it's a lot less than you are used to. And like I can feel that they've gotten these details wrong. So then I said to you that you need to write your details down for them so that there's no confusion. Okay. Sorry, let's take a little bit of water. So that there's no confusion. So this is very interesting, right? This is where you are going to a community and to get the nourishment that you need, right? And you're working with others to do this. But this place is a place where there is very hard work involved, there's faith, and they are only able to produce a form of mass transformation and opportunities, but you don't receive or benefit from it. So that's those pies, right? And you're also not compensated fairly or given your worth for your efforts while you are there. They also don't see you for who you truly are, and they're projecting onto you as well. Because, you I don't know, maybe you are half German, maybe you do have that in your ancestry. But yeah, that they were definitely projecting, and I kind of felt like they were accepting you for a little bit because of that, because they felt that there was something in common, okay? And then, so in order for you to be seen, for you to be in the light and for you to like enter into this space, you have to discard your roots culturally or spiritually, right? And Spirit is asking you with the documenting, when Spirit's asking and saying, or you said like, you have to, it's kind of like a CV, but Spirit's asking you to document and express your true and full identity, your thoughts, feelings, and truth, and to preserve your experiences, lessons, or karmic imprints, your creations, and your creativity. So then, because now we get a few channeled messages, and then there were two more dream sections, but they're not as long as this first one. So then I got the number 552. And when I was like writing out the part where I say, you think the coin is yours, right? So 552, and what I got on that was something has been trying to tell me something. So there's like a lot of stuff in here, and I feel it's really on point where Spirit's asking you to use your intuition as we go through these messages, because some of them I can't figure out. I'm not too sure, but I know it's going to mean something for you guys or for very specific members of the collective, okay? And it's very important that you are using your intuition and your discernment. And I'm going to tell you why, especially later on as well. I always say that, use your discernment is, with tarot channels, with any people that are teaching you or giving you advice, or always, guys, even with this message. So, all right. Then I heard failure of the Odyssey. So Spirit said to me, failure of the Odyssey. And the Odyssey, and this is so cool, not that it's cool, but I mean, like, Spirit came through with really cool messages, and the cards as well. They're pretty beautiful. So the Odyssey is the long journey full of adventure and the experiences that give knowledge or understanding to you, an emotional odyssey. And then I wrote stagnant shores. You're not on the sea of life. So Spirit is saying that you have stalled and you are not embodying that adventurous spirit that you normally have, and the way that you would go, you're learning for yourself, right? And emotions and thoughts. So emotions and thoughts also like pop up quite a bit. Then these messages I didn't really try to interpret too much. So I heard parish, which is not a word we use in South Africa, religious, and then I heard don't know what I'm doing. So I don't know if that's like others that don't know what they're doing, or if it's you that feels you don't know what you're doing, or you're like, I don't know what I'm doing here, that type of thing. And then I heard something commercial is happening. So commercial was meaning mass produced or for profit. Okay. And then I heard an overlay. I heard for, and I think I heard the word operation, and the overlay was again, it's too short. So for operation, or it's too short, or again, it's too short. So I don't know what that's about, guys. I don't know if maybe that's your hair that was like, shaved, or I'm not sure. Okay. So then again, a very strange message. Okay, but this one I could kind of figure out. So then I got the number 413 or 0413, and I heard, I decide you are not the best man. And when I got this number, I got it as an angel number, and I got from Joanne's Sacred Scribes. This was from that website of hers, and it says, You're encouraging you to stay focused on the true goal of your soul. The timing is right to begin worthwhile projects that will bring long-term benefits and success, teaching you that all creation begins at the level of idea and thought. So I feel that this is very importantly telling you that if you are having thoughts about you not being the best man, and what's coming to mind now, I think it's Einstein that said, if you have to measure a fish climbing a tree compared to a monkey climbing a tree, obviously the monkey's going to win, you know. So it's like when something is out of its element, or it's naturally not going to do as well as something that is in its element. And I feel like Spirit is trying to say that you shouldn't be judging yourself on how well you are doing in a space that you're not really meant to be in, okay, or that is not in complete alignment with you, or okay. Then this was now really interesting. So I saw someone's hand move from like the root chakra up to the sacral, and I heard Spirit say trying to rush this. So this, I feel, is that fifth, right? That's that part that you still need to integrate, and this also comes through in a lot of other stuff. So the root and the sacral are very interesting. Like the root is obviously like your home, your security, but it's also your ancestry, and the sacral is, okay, the root also earth, and then the sacral is water, right? But it's also emotions, it's also your childhood, it's also your family dynamics. So all of this stuff is coming through. Then I heard, even if in the Akashic, Father's Day. So I kind of feel this is where there's also possibly let me read you the next line, and then I'll say I feel that this is for some of you in the collective. The next line I heard was, you heard you were abandoned, and then the overlay was, I heard abandoned, but I also heard I love you. So you heard you were abandoned, and you heard I love you. So I feel that this is talking to your dynamic that you have with your father figure in your life, or also your mother figure, because this is to do with family systems that you have, and being able to integrate. I think there's maybe one part of your lineage, maybe you do have I think there is no such thing as anyone that probably has a pure same the lineage on either side, very, very rare, very, very few people these days. But I feel like maybe there is one aspect of your lineage that you may be not acknowledging, or you're not tapping into, because Father's Day is also today where you commemorate your father, right? And even if in the Akashic, and the Akashic can be the past or future, or okay, then so then we have, okay, so then I had a dream where you weren't human, but so in this room of people there was a bee, right? And then everyone was like really scared of this bee, and I said to them, don't worry about the bee, it's not going to hurt you. And then I took the bee and I put the bee by the door, and as I put the bee on the door, it changed, and I realized, and this is you, I realized it was a brown praying mantis, but it had no wings. So this is where you are currently in a community. Spirit likes to give a lot of different sections so that we can understand it in a good way, right? So you're in a community and where there's a mindset of everyone for the greater good, or everyone like sacrificing, or everyone being uniform in what they're doing, everyone doing things in a set way, like a bunch of worker bees, okay? And they're working really hard for commercial sweetness, all right? You who are normally wise and grounded and a spiritual being and trying to fit in, you are now trying to fit in with this group, okay? But in order to fit in, you have to sacrifice your freedom, your divine connection to spirit, and your wisdom is removed, right? And as you wait at this threshold, you're trying to appear smaller or harmless to this group, because I feel that you being otherwise, if it threatens them in some way. Okay, so then, So then the next, it was more like a vision. It wasn't so much a dream, or actually it was like a bit of a lucid state. So I was in my bedroom, and someone had burgled my room, and I woke up, and this lamp that I have next to the bed had broken on the floor. and there was a piece of glass. Now, this painting behind me was actually there. This is my Tree of Life painting, but like I was drawn to the roots because there was a corner of the mirror that was stuck in the roots on this painting, a broken piece of mirror. And then I also looked around, like where my sacred space is. All of my spiritual journals and my cards and everything was gone. Okay. And I feel that Spirit is saying here, and sleeping actually comes up later. And I feel like this is more like a spiritual sleep, or a sleep where you're just moving through life and you're not actively participating and being the captain of your own ship, right? So Spirit's saying here that your private thoughts and yourself, right, and the way that you're thinking has been affected by all of this, and it's affecting your ability to reflect on your roots, okay, and receive insights from your ancestors that has been corrupted, and not just ancestry in terms of like your ancestors that are speaking to you, but I feel this is also to do with your own DNA, your own activation, and also stuff that you've learned in the past. Okay, so this is also where Spirit says your sacred space and your spiritual knowledge is not available to you anymore, and this part of you has been suppressed, and your boundaries have been violated. Okay, so then I got two more numbers. I got the number 342, and this paragraph that I was led to comes from So Synced, and it says 342 centers around inner wisdom and strength. Like, come on. The number serves as a reminder to tap into our internal resources. When we look within, we can often find the answers we need. It's time to trust ourselves and the universe. The next step is to take decisive action toward our dreams. And it's really interesting. Keep in mind where it says there, time to trust ourselves in the universe, because there was another channeled message that came through after this. So then the other number I got was 348. So 348 comes from, again, Joanne's Sacred Scribes. This passage says, 348 may suggest your material life is changing with significant increase to your prosperity and abundance. It may be indicating that some new professions or additions may be entering your life shortly. If you have an inkling or idea that you would like to put into practice, now would be a most auspicious time to look into your options and take positive action. So I feel that because this is stemming around your creativity, there is definitely something you want to implement. But Spirit is saying you need to do it with authenticity, and and you need to believe in yourself, trust in the universe that you can do this, right? So then I heard no anger space takes the form of trust. So when I heard this, and I'm linking it to time to trust ourselves and the universe, I feel that this is also linking back to maybe you are having a little bit of anger towards yourself or towards the universe, because you are in a space where you feel like nothing is happening and you are not able to you're feeling a little bit frustrated. So when you remove that anger and that frustration, and you understand why you're feeling that way, that it's very likely that you're not in the right place. Spirit also gives very good advice with the cards later on, which is going to help with this. But then that's when you're able to fully trust, and you're able to trust yourself and the universe, and you're able to move into flow. Okay, so this is also you'll see as well with the outcome as well, guys. It's really cool. All right, then the last little bits, I saw a mermaid's tail and in the ocean. Okay, and the mermaid's tail for me represented like the root, because the mermaid's tail, that's the end of her. So the root as well is like your freedom and fluidity that needs to be integrated. It's the last bit that needs to be going within to the water, which is your sacral. So that's that root to sacral. Okay, you need to be pulling that energy up through so that you can move forward, being grounded and solid, and with able to speak your truth with authenticity, and to move forward with integrity, right? And not integrity for the collective, or justice for the collective, or for what they want, because I feel that this can relate to, like I said, the collective karma. They all have a collective lesson that they are learning, but it's not your burden to bear. It's not yours to carry. Like, is something still for you to integrate, but it's different. Okay, so now let's get into the tarot, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. I tried to make it as quick as possible because there's a lot of messages. Okay, so for your challenge, I got the 7 of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Cups. Oh, wait, I got it this way, sorry. Okay, so there, I feel this is talking about that collective karma, all right? Collective karma, one big happy family, you know. If I'm honest with you guys, I feel what I'm getting off of this is and I mean, this can be showing up in a lot of different ways for you, but it kind of gives off a bit of a cult vibe, I'm not going to lie. Or even just governmental patriarchal systems, you know, where things are enforced in a specific way and you have to act in a specific way to do things, okay? Or even in religious sects or knowledge that you're busy gaining. I mean, this could also just be something that you're learning. It maybe doesn't have to do with anything like that, but I do feel that there is a part of there's an opportunity, or not an opportunity, there's a possibility that you can get lost in the source of this uniformity. Like this 10 of Cups, I'm also seeing as like the worker bees, right? This is the beehive and everyone working towards this one goal together. And there isn't, there isn't individualized transformation, which is also really cool because this is what you'll see in the cards I'm going to show you soon. But yeah, this is what Spirit says you don't see coming. All right, look at this. So what you don't see coming, we've got the solar plexus chakra, which is about your will and your independence, and also your sense of self, okay, and your sense of sovereignty. We've got portal. I feel this is that portal that we were talking about, that you're trying to move through, this rebirth portal. We've got guidance and create. We've got subconscious and the past. And then we've got the panther and purpose. All of these came out together. I'm just like showing them because I've only got so much hands. So, and then these two came out with cultivate the divine masculine and begin anew, as well as the death and rebirth. Okay. I'm also just looking here. So exactly 10, 10, 7. So the number 13, 43, or 21 could be significance to you. Of significance, sorry. So the cultivating the divine masculine and beginning anew, I feel like Spirit is saying once you are able to look into your past and work through what's happening in your subconscious, right? Being able to see this guidance and pulling through this mystery. That's the sense of mystery. So that's also, the mermaid is also allure, mystery, the feminine. The feminine aspect brings through guidance, which will allow you to then cultivate this divine masculine. And the divine masculine, sometimes and this talks about, specifically this card talks about the patriarchal systems as well, and how sometimes we've had a very tumultuous relationship with father figures or masculine figures in our lives, and even your own internal masculine. So it's like, I feel you have the ability to transform and have a rebirth so that you can create what it is that you're wanting to, that is like the purpose that you want, okay? So yeah, it really is a beautiful opportunity that you have here. What you don't see coming. So this is coming towards you. And Spirit also says, let's see. Let's go into your advice, and then I will read and then we'll go into your outcome, which is really beautiful. Like, I was just like, when Spirit brought those cards out. Okay, so for your advice, we have deception. Okay. We've got tarot channel. And when I asked Spirit, so I will say, like, obviously, even with this channel, use your discernment. But I will say that I've got a specific card in my deck, which is the Cosmic Mirror card. So I feel that, this might be more talking about something else. It could just also be advice that people are giving you. But when I asked Spirit to clarify this tarot channel, I asked, like, is the tarot channel the deception, or is it good? And the two cards that came out were the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like if this is not a tarot channel that's giving you good advice, then it's a tarot channel that is making you feel or keeping you in a lack mindset. It's, look at this bird, right? Look at him busy. This guy looks like he's got a massive headache. He's in pain. And I always see this channeling here as well. Sorry, there. This channeling here as well. And I feel like this is sometimes people are not giving the best advice or for the right reasons, okay? So it's really important to discern if it's making you feel like there is no way out, if it's making you feel like, you have to sit in this energy for whatever reason, maybe it's guilt tripping you or something, then yeah, I think you need to relook at that and see if it's giving you the discernment, use your discernment. Because then as well, we got Archangel Gabriel. Now, Archangel Gabriel, you can call on to help you to discern truth, to speak your truth, to hear the truth. You can also call on Archangel Gabriel for inspiration, for creativity in arts and writing and things like that. Also for difficult conversations, and also for spiritual awareness or making important life decisions. So this is also interesting because it can also be to do with family dynamics. So I do want to say something that was coming through is that some of you are adopted as well, and that you might be feeling that you've got a bit of an abandonment wound. I was feeling this as well. Yeah, and I feel that, if that is your story, that you are having a bit of a struggle in accepting and speaking your authenticity and your truth, feeling that maybe you will not be loved or accepted if you do. And I also want to say, like, I'm really sorry, if that is the case, if you are feeling that way. But I think that you will find, you'll be pleasantly surprised when you are authentic, and people find that you lead by example. And yeah, I will say that Archangel Gabriel, this energy of Archangel Gabriel was clarified by the Magician. And this is also, the Magician has all the elements that they need. And I feel like this is also talking about the 5 elements, right? And they're needing just that last element. So I feel like maybe, interesting. I feel like it's the earth element, the element of the root, that, this is that integration of the element of the root that you're needing to pull through so that you can speak and create with the sacral chakra, right? You can speak and create with authenticity. Okay, and with those cards came the castle, the gem, and memory. Okay. So, and it was also clarified by the Page of Pentacles. So the castle card talks about, it can talk about power and family dynamics, and it can also talk about being asleep and fitting in with structures in life, and when all you truly want to do is go on an adventure and run out into the woods, right? And I feel that because with the dreadlocks, Spirit was bringing through primal energy and the failure of the Odyssey. So like your heart is wanting to adventure, your heart is wanting to go out and explore and gain your own knowledge. The memory card, this talks about, again, memories. Elephants are led by the matriarchs, okay? So I feel that this could also be for those of you who need to integrate something from your maternal line, or maybe you did not grow up with a mother, and or maybe you've got a memory from her from when you were younger. That spirit is saying, to go into your past and to integrate this and to look at this and to honor it, right? And to honor it and to keep it with you. So the gem card, I'm actually going to read the gem card to you because it's quite beautiful. Okay. So the gem. The diamond, the gold, the inner treasure. There are infinite names for the gem. It is also known as the jewel, the star, the talent, the gift, the gold. One thing for certain is that it is found deep within a substance that is very much unlike it. So I feel this is also you. You are this gem in this environment that is maybe, this nest, this home, right? Okay, for example, a diamond in the rough. The gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you are among comforts and pleasantries. Precious stones develop slowly deep in the earth. Oh, there you see. So this is definitely going within the earth, the roots, and finding this gem. Beneath the earth, deep in the earth, amid pressure and darkness. You see, and in the beginning, when you were standing in the darkness, you had your dreadlocks and your roots. You were, standing in your authenticity. Discovering the gem requires a descent beneath the surface. So also, again, that mermaid's tail that needs to go beneath the surface into the unconscious, into the waters, right? Where there's no definitive map. Yet the longing to touch the true gem within us is so strong that we cannot help but seek out its radiance. Your gem, like your destiny, is unlike any other in the entire world. Keep digging. And now I'm also noting that the wheel is also in here. So I feel like that's what you were looking for when you're trying to pick up the coin. Maybe you're also looking for the last part to fulfill your destiny. You're looking for your destiny and your fate, but you're confusing it with the collectives, okay? The moments of your life that glimmer are clues to where the gem resides. Don't covet the sparkling diamond of another. The gem is like a fingerprint, never to be repeated again. Find yours. Interesting. Okay. In mythology, the diamond is often linked to the daemon or inner light. That leads us toward our true self, our purpose, or our destiny. So with this also being clarified by the Page of Pentacles, there you are. I think you're holding that gem, right? And then if you look closely, she's standing on like its roots over here. So this is, again, look how rooted you are. The orange is making me also think of the sacral chakra. So again, this is the roots to the sacral and being able to learn and receive knowledge and be grounded in what your ancestors have to show you and your roots and your past. And don't discard that, because that is what's going to help you to grow and to manifest and create what it is that you're wanting to create. You've got some idea, you've got something in mind, and Spirit is encouraging you to get on that boat and to go and take that odyssey, like take that adventure, do it. Like you've got a great idea, you've got a great, you understand, and if you're feeling like you need to clarify this, then do that. Go within, clarify. And then, the outcome, I'm going to read you guys the outcome, because this is absolutely within your capabilities to do. And don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty that, this is the thing about, we want you, and you need to do this for the collective and your path, what you're doing in the collective has an impact. It has a ripple effect. Whether when you are not acting in your authentic space and your authentic self, the effect that you have on the collective is not nearly what it should be, and it will never be like only you are able to contribute in the way that you can. So if you don't honor that, then you are doing a disservice to the collective. So please do not feel guilty. So I'm going to show you guys. So the outcome that you got was contract. Okay. I feel that this is a contract, either, it could be a work thing, or it could be a marriage. It could, like I'll show you the cards that are coming through as well. But I feel is also for a lot of you like a contract with your feminine and your masculine aspects together, like your aspects of self. And it's a contract with you and your guides, or a contract that you're making a promise to like follow your destiny, right? And do the thing you want to do. So with your outcome, you've got the keeper of self-love. So this is not feeling guilty. This is honoring all of those beautiful parts of yourself, right? Everything. You've got the keeper of flow. So there's no more stagnant shores here, right? Look how beautiful that is. Look at that little boat. Off he goes. And then you've also got the keeper of truth. So the keeper of truth is also a card where you see they've gone within, they found their light, they're shining their light out, and they've removed all masks. There's no need to pretend. And you can just be, maskless on your boat, flowing, and giving yourself the space and the self-love. These cards, guys, it's so beautiful. These two were clarified by the Lovers and the Ace of Cups. Look at that. So it's either your partner or your feminine aspect, and there's you with your dreadlocks. Look how she's honoring those roots, that spiritual and cultural beauty and authenticity of who you are. And I feel that this is also speaking to, if some of you do have mixed heritage, that you can have all of that working in harmony together, right? Oh, this is a Sagittarius rising. Interesting. The Ace of Cups is also, this is a new beginning, a new emotional beginning, a new love, a new opportunity that you have. And it's also, for me, a card of, this is also self-love and filling your cup and being truly, truly happy, right? So I want to read the keeper of flow and the keeper of truth to you, because I feel that there's some messages in here for you guys that's going to give you a little bit of a hint. Some hints here. Okay, so the keeper of flow. All day, every day, the heart of your life tree performs one function. It regulates flow. It speaks one language: open, close. When we allow our heart to navigate our life, it's much easier to determine if a person, place, or opportunity is aligned with our highest good or not. First, ask yourself, does this situation align with flow? Does it feel upstream or downstream? And second, or stagnant. And second, does this situation open me up and make me feel more possible and more alive? Or does it make me feel small, cramped, or less than? These are the only two directions the heart knows. More of what opens us up, less of what closes us down. With the pull of this card, you're being asked to listen to its simple directives in order to set a course for your own true north. And that's Spirit saying that, I'll show you this little, look at this. Guys, that's so cool. And that's Spirit saying to you, like, you're going to be able to do this, right? I also want to point out, because if you haven't watched the Dragon Rebirth reading and the reading on the Dawn Trader, today is the final one. I'm recording this on the day of the solar eclipse in Virgo. In that reading, I also spoke about Pisces and the salmon that swim uphill, and there they are, right? And there you go, swimming with that salmon, and you like swimming to your rebirth portal, right? Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, so then the Keeper of Truth. Wow. Okay, again, the number 23 and 24 coming through. Okay, so no matter what you're facing right now and how it tempts you to look away, one thing is certain: your anxiety is lying to you. And I feel, guys, that this is also possibly, some guidance that you're getting that is putting you in a state of anxiety and worry. And it's not necessary. The thoughts and beliefs, right, that come from our early unworthiness programming are false stories. The crippling fear that you're not enough, that it'll never happen for you, that you're less than deserving of every good thing, all lies. There's that deception. Deception showed up twice in your reading, right? It's time to unmask those falsities and seek proof of your inherent value and great worthiness, not by listening to the old stories, but by telling new ones. Follow the tree keeper's example and have a conversation with the moon. Maybe that's that difficult conversation, right? Because the moon is also your subconscious. And Spirit was asking you to look in your subconscious, the past. Why is it that you feel this way? Why are you feeling that you're not worthy and that you cannot follow and you cannot embody who you truly are? Listen to her encourage you to shine. Endeavor to hear the voice that speaks the truest and most beautiful tale of you, even when facing uncertainty or doubt. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there, and I wish you good luck with this. And to quote Dr. Seuss, there's no one you that's youer than you, or there's no one that's true than true, or something to like that effect. But you know what I mean. So yeah, guys, go out there and shine, and don't be afraid to embody this beautiful, authentic self that you are. So this is a dream sigil reading, and in order to work with this dream sigil, you are going to concentrate on this coin of collective karma, which is going to envision the coin with, on the one side, it's got the windmill with the stars, and on the other side is the "We Want You," Abraham Lincoln, that's looking at you there. And what you're going to do is, before you go to sleep, you're going to set the intention to work with the sigil, okay, that you're going to work with the sigil of the coin of collective karma from the cosmic mirror and collective, and then you also ensure, just say that you're protected while you're dreaming, so that you are feeling safe to do this. It's not so much that much can happen, but sometimes when we fear dreaming, that helps us to be able to dream and set the intention to remember your dreams, right? So sometimes we might not be able to remember the dreams, or we might not be able to interpret them. If you do remember your dreams, I would recommend that you interpret them. Please do share with us if you feel you're guided to do so, and we can have a discussion on that. It's always great to see how these show up for the collective in their individual ways. Sometimes symbolism comes through as different symbols, but they will mean the same thing for the collective. And yeah, once you activate the sigil, there will be knowledge and information that will activate for you. And even if you do not, like I say, if you don't remember it or if you don't interpret, that information will still activate for you. It's how I've set this up. So yeah, I hope that this helps you, and you can either watch, or I don't know if you've maybe come to the end of this reading. I didn't mention it in the beginning of the reading, but if you are doing just the sigil and then you want to watch the tarot afterwards to confirm, you can do that as well. And yeah, good luck with this, guys. I love you so very much, and I wish you guys the best with this. And I know this isn't the easiest, so yeah, I'm sending you guys strength and love, and yeah, good luck.